Okay, so the next thing you have to do after you have copied the three documents to your spreadsheet, to your Google Drive, we need to read Marketa's scenario. So if it's not still open, go to your drive, open up the one entitled Marketa Scenario, and read through it. It gives you some information that you're going to need to finish your spreadsheet. After reading it, open up the Marketa Spreadsheet. You'll notice that column A is the items she was going to sell at her store. Column D, this little symbol stands for number, so that means in this column she'll be putting the number of each item that somebody wants to purchase. Column E is for the cost of that item, and F is the cost without tax. So let's fill in column D. I'm going to click on cell D4 next to chips. And I am actually going to go to E4. Sorry. Cell E4 is the cost of chips. So if I go back to the Marketa scenario, it says they're going to sell chips for 50 cents. So all you need to do is type in 0.5 because it's going to be in dollars, so we don't want to put just 50. Doritos, those are chips. Cheetos, those are chips. Fritos are also chips. So we'll put 50 cents for each of those. Then you go back to the scenario and find the cost of the other items. Soft drinks, candy, and bottled water. I'll enter those here. These are the two candy choices. This is the soft drink, and this is the bottled water. Now, we need to be able to use this cash register to help us figure out what the cost will be for the different people that come up to buy their items. So in this column, like I said, we can type in the number that each person wants to purchase. And in column F, we want our cash register to tell us how much it's going to cost for those items. And at the bottom, we want our spreadsheet to figure out the total and add the tax and tell us how much change to give the person. So to do this, you're probably already thinking that we're going to have to do sometimes we'll be doing some addition. We might even need to do some multiplication. So let's get started. In a spreadsheet, you can tell any given cell to either just be some words, such as chips, a number, such as, say we want to purchase 4 chips. You can have it look like a dollar amount, or you can enter what is called a formula. So for our cash register to be able to figure out the cost of all of the different items that people might buy, we are going to tell it that if somebody is buying some chips, in this cell will be the amount of chips they're going to buy. That's D4. In cell E4 will be the cost of those chips. The cost might change over time, and definitely the number each person buys is going to change. So we can't just type in 4 times 50 cents, because then this will only work for that one person. Instead, we are going to enter a formula. To enter a formula into a cell, you start by typing an equal sign. And since we are always going to put the quantity of chips in this cell, I am going to just click it one time. Notice it gets highlighted green and the cell's number, D4, gets put into our box. And to figure out the cost, I need to multiply whatever number they are purchasing times whatever the cost is. So the symbol for multiply is the star symbol, and the cost of these chips is in this cell, E4. When you're done with your formula, you push enter. So currently it figured out that 4 chips at 50 cents each will cost $2. Now let's see if it works. What if I changed it to just 2 bags of chips? Changes it to $1, so our formula is working. As you can see, we have a few more items, so let's go ahead and calculate and get our cash register to work. Equals D5 times E5. Enter. 0 is correct. Equals D6 times E6. Enter. Equals D7 times D8. Enter. Equals D8 times, and so forth. When you are finished with all of them, when you've finished entering all of those formulas, we can play around. Say, like, what if we wanted to order 1 bag of Doritos, 5 bags of Skittles, 1 Snickers, 3 soft drinks, and 2 bottles of water for our group. You can see that we have a variety of totals for our items. Now, a subtotal is a total, but as you can see, we're going to be adding tax, so the subtotal is just the total before you add anything else that needs to be added, such as tax. So in this cell, we need our cash register to add up all of our items. And one way to do that is to enter a formula by typing equals and click on each cell and hit plus. Plus, 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 plus. Make sure you get all of them in. Then enter. Oops, I didn't need the last plus. Now, when I go back and click on the cell, if I double click, I will see that I have included all those cells. There's one other way. The other way to do a formula when you have a large number of cells that you need to be included in your calculation, type an equal sign. When you do addition and you get an answer, your answer is called the sum. So in this cell, we want it to be the sum. Notice that when I type it in, some choices pop up, so I'm going to click on the first one. That's the one I want, sum. It shows you the first side of a bracket, a parentheses. Now I simply go and highlight all of the cells I want included, and I put the end parentheses and push enter, and it accomplishes the same result. Our tax in St. Paul is 6.5%. So the way you will show that is we're going to multiply our whole total so far times 6.5%. And the way you show 6.5% as a decimal, if you have forgotten, 0.065. 60 cents tax, the total equals our subtotal plus our tax. And in money given, that's where you use the cash register part. Say somebody needed to pay us and they paid us with a $10 bill. Then the change we would give them, we need to start with their $10, subtract what they owe us, $9.80 from cell F19, push return, and we see that their change is 20 cents. Now you can go ahead and clear out these totals, and you are ready to go to your assignment, which was the Marketa worksheet or activity, where you have 4 questions and a challenge. The first person orders 2 bags of chips, 3 Snickers, 2 soft drinks. How much is the total? With tax. 2 chips, 3 Snickers, 2 soft drinks. So you go enter that information into your spreadsheet. 3 chips, 2 chips, 3 Snickers,